and they like know about each other. So he was like giving them things and they were giving him something in return. And when he goes back into the woods,
like a handy, or what were they giving him in return?
I don't remember, honestly. No. Oh, no. Wow, that was
$20 is $20. Like,
oh man. Okay.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Mamalukes podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Luke.
I'm Alysha.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Virginia.
And today, we cannot get our shit together because we're laughing about the voices that Alysha was making before we started. This episode, we're covering The Furious and Leave No Trace. But first.
But
is it my butt first?
The other thing we were doing before the podcast is
whoa, wait. She just says it my butt first, and you're like the thing we were doing before the podcast.
You cut your hair.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
I was just gonna say snacks. We had snacks.
Snacks. Whatever you want to call it.
I had no
Whatever
snacks.
snack you want to call it.
Not that kind of snack.
If you say snacks, right? Snacks.
Pretzels, tortilla chips, peanut M&Ms.
And all that cake.
I did not partake in any snacks.
All that cake.
Matt,
all right.
give me the liquor.
So since that's the mood we're in, why don't we just go to the thing you found, Alysha?
Yes.
Well,
I sent it to
yes,
Matt.
I did see
Here
this.
we go,
Yes.
guys.
I have seen that also. That's quite the game.
Thailand. Australia. California. San Diego.
Japan, Hong Kong.
Ecuador. Venezuela.
Spain and Indonesia.
China. Russia. I'm renaming
New
countries.
York and Paris.
Fort Lauderdale, Miami.
What? Key West.
Look, she keeps going.
She has passion, but he has practice.
Is that one of the comments?
Yeah.
She was really struggling there about 30 seconds into that. I'm like, damn, it's a fail.
Noob versus pro.
What's that game called? Does anybody know?
I don't even know.
I don't understand the cards either.
Poppin Panic. That's what that says.
I would be definitely panicking.
I'd be popping.
I can't.
What else can you say
I
there?
can't talk and...
Talk and panic?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with that. Next. Matt, you found a discovery of the culture of movies and things.
So basically, I was watching Darth Maul Shadow Lord, and one of the characters' voices sounded familiar, and I didn't know who it was, so I Googled it, and it's Wagner Moura. And Wagner Moura is the guy that played the lead in Secret Agent. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, he doesn't speak English at all in that movie, so I don't know how I recognized his voice. But then it comes up with a picture, and it's a meme that's everywhere that everybody's seen when somebody's waiting in like football to come back or, you know, something like that. He's sitting on the bench, and there's another one where he's like standing over a pool and he's got his arms behind his back, which is from Narcos,
Right.
which I never watched. So I don't know how the hell I picked up that I knew this voice, but somehow recognized it. But then I found out that Wagner Moura, which I thought was just some guy that was in Secret Agent, didn't research it, was actually in all these memes and Narcos. So we have all seen him before.
Right.
So, yeah, it was just like a revelation to me. And I was like, oh, that's who that is. So I felt kind of dumb at the same time, you know?
Yeah, but you did recognize the voice.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny because like in that show too, like I even pointed it out to her, his accent gets really thick in one episode.
Oh.
And it's not in a lot of other scenes.
Consistent, yeah.
You know, but there's just this one scene where they let it get like super thick. And I'm like, man, that's kind of odd that they, doesn't sound like the same person's doing the voice.
Right.
So, I thought I knew who it was, and I was completely wrong. And then I heard that accent, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna look this up. So,
Yeah.
This isn't on our list, but I just have to say we've watched some more of Game of Thrones, and I have a new favorite character.
Oh yeah, I forgot to throw that in here.
Yes.
Who's that?
What's her name?
Oh no, you tell us.
I don't know.
Because you
I'm going
it's
to
your
call
new
her.
favorite character.
I'm going to call her Nana.
Nana.
This
Can
is.
you guys guess who Nana is on Game of Thrones?
She has a zero filter, and that's why I love her.
Nana.
She's the grandma queen.
Yes.
Oh.
From
Yeah.
which house?
Uh,
The Tyrells.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Lady
Tyrells.
Olenna.
Oh, Lena.
There you
Yes, Lady Olenna. She is.
I wanted to bring that up too. I like her.
go. Virginia's actually like, that's going to be you when you're old.
I did say that to
Me?
No,
No, to
Matt.
me.
Oh.
She's like, you're going to have no filter.
I said
Just
you
tell
already don't have
everybody.
a filter. Like when you're older, you're just going to be like, I
I'll
do
have my
not care.
cheese when I want my cheese. Bring me the cheese.
Yep. Yeah.
Cheese and me, please.
I mean, I'm sure she's a good actor, but she's just basically like, yeah, screw everybody. Like, just listen to me.
It's just it makes me laugh because like okay, so like you're talking about a time period when everybody is very like proper,
Yeah.
and things like that. And the reality is like there's different personalities everywhere, and so
Right.
there probably were people back then that were like that.
A
Yeah.
time period, huh? When does this take place?
What? Well, I just mean in the time of like knights and what? What are you
Armor?
asking me?
When does Game of Thrones take place in our world?
Mammoths.
Giants.
Oh my.
What?
Okay.
Wait, what? I'm confused.
I understand the comparison you're making. Comparing it to medieval times, people.
Yeah,
Right.
I understand it too, but it's not something that takes place in our realm or world
I just
or
meant
anything
in
else.
medieval
And-
times.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Because you're like,
Yes.
during these times, everybody was proper. And I'm like, during what times?
Okay, I see what you, fair point.
Did
fair
winter
point.
come already?
When the dragons were around, okay?
Winter did come. It sucked.
At least somebody did. No, I don't care.
All right.
So we are,
Yeah.
we
How
were
far
most
are
of-
you guys in?
excuse me, most of the way through season 3.
I think Matt was about to choke and die.
One could hope.
Yeah, we're getting towards the end of season 4.
If
Oh, wow.
will stay asleep. I mean, awake.
Yep.
Damn, you guys are cruising then.
Yeah.
Because I felt like
We
we
watched-
spent too
yeah.
much time watching it this week. Like I was falling asleep.
It's my
watching it. I was
it's
like,
my cozy show.
Yeah, we're falling behind apparently.
Guess
So
we got to pick up the pace.
you need to pick up the pace. You have all day long. I work, so
Oh, I didn't. I thought we were watching together.
no, you're more than welcome to watch Game of Thrones. Like I've seen it.
All right, Virginia, come over.
All right,
All
so
right.
that's the got catch up.
Mm-hmm. And then the last thing I have here at the bottom is a podcast recommendation. So 20,000 Hertz. It's a very audio centric podcast. It's basically just all about sound design, how sound is used in shows, movies, all sorts of things. And one of the latest episodes they had was on John Williams. Do you know who John Williams is?
Yes, I know who John Williams is.
Okay.
Everybody knows who John Williams is, even if you don't know who John Williams is. He's done music for everything over the past 50 years.
Yes.
So
Including Star Wars.
Indiana Jones.
What was
Half of Steven Spielberg's movies.
My headphones. Something just popped in my
Yeah, it popped
headphones.
in all ours.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Very
That's
famous
freaked me out.
composer. Very, very
Speaking of
famous
sound.
composer.
Yep. So if you have some time, go check that out. I really recommend that podcast as a whole. They got 200 plus episodes, I'm pretty sure, about practically everything at this point. Wear headphones. It's really worth it, for sure.
So, how old is John Williams now?
Oh, he's probably what?
80.
I was going to say 70s, but I don't really know.
I think
for
he's
sure.
almost 90.
Google.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's
Wow.
almost 90.
is 94. Holy
Jesus.
crap.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And he's still
looks-
doing it.
he
He's
looks
still doing it.
That's
Good for a
impressive.
94.
He just did Disclosure Day.
Wow. Okay, I didn't realize he was that old.
Yeah, I'm talking like him and the guy that just passed away a couple of years ago, the guy that was in Lord of the Rings that played the other wizard, Christopher Lee.
Oh, yeah.
He was in a heavy metal band in his 90s.
Yeah, he was 93.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was still playing
Wow.
bass in a heavy metal band in his 90s. So, I mean,
Yeah.
some of these guys are living impressive lives all the way. I mean, maybe it's money, but I don't know what I'm going to be
Maybe.
like when I'm 93, but
You're going to be like Lady
Olena.
Olena. Thank you.
I'm going to be on the ground, I hope.
Christopher
Yeah,
Lee
right.
was 6'5".
yeah, he was a big guy.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, real quick. We're going to do just a couple listener submitted comments.
Sweet.
The one here from last episode from Jamie Jones, 8626, that AI epoxy got me to Virginia, and my husband does that for a living.
Thank you. I appreciate that because Matt makes fun of me a lot for watching them.
Yeah. She's a loyal listener. She listens every week and tells me like how things went and gives me feedback. So
Nice. And then on today's short that went out, well, it wasn't a direct comment on it, but your friend had messaged you about Paris Hilton and Android Auto. What exactly did she say? She just watched it a bunch of times. She thought
Yeah.
it was so funny.
Mhm.
It was
So,
pretty epic.
great timing.
Thanks, Shelly.
That's hot. Yep, that's my timing.
Not as good as Alysha's.
Nope.
apparently.
And without further ado, let's dive right in. Our first main topic is Leave No Trace.
All right. Leave No Trace is a movie that was made in 2018. It's about a 2-hour runtime. You may be asking, okay, but why? Why should that be your topic? And the reason is because we've been talking a lot about Rotten Tomatoes, and I wanted to see, were there any movies that had 100% rating? So to answer that, there are none that I could find if it was the popcorn meter at 100%. The closest I got was 99%, and that was for the movie Top Gun Maverick. Then there were some others at 89 or 98%. Dyslexic there for a second. Which were Wild Robot, Godzilla -1, Suzumi, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and Ford versus Ferrari.
Which none of those should have
A 98%. And these are all popcorn at these 90, 99, 98.
Did you, real quick, did anybody see Top Gun Maverick other than me?
I did not.
You watched
I did
it?
not.
What do you think it's that epic of a movie?
No, I just think it's Tom Cruise fans.
It very
But
well, yeah.
he has so little fans. Like there's many people that hate him more than like him. And I think it's just the Top Gun nostalgia thing that people were pushing. I did not, nowhere near 99%.
I didn't think there
like,
needed to be a second one.
yeah, and build for a third. It's like, oh gosh, really? This is what we're doing? Like, I don't know. I don't get the love for Top Gun Maverick.
Or Tom Cruise.
Well, to be fair, I think that's valid for a lot of the ratings that I've seen on Rotten Tomatoes, including this one, which had 100% but from the critics. And it really didn't have terrible ratings from the popcorn meter. It was at 78%, right? So I was thinking, okay, cool. Let's check it out, see what it's like. I even paid to rent it.
Gross.
Yep. That's what I say. I really, really wanted to like it. I really was expecting good things. And I don't know, maybe that's why it fell short for me because I had a high expectation, but this has to be the slowest movie I have ever seen in my life.
Now I want you to watch Train Dreams and compare the two. I really do. I want you to watch Train Dreams and come back next week and be like,
Okay, then you have to watch this.
You're saying this is the slowest movie you've ever seen. So
Yes.
I want you to watch Train Dreams and then just come back. That one's free.
I know, but you have this. You might as well watch it and see what you think.
I'd have to watch it in the next 48 hours. I'm too busy working on your car and doing other stuff. So,
Which I appreciate very much. Fine, don't watch it. And I won't promise I'll watch Train Dreams, but I will think about it.
okay.
So this is the description. A father and daughter live in a perfect but mysterious existence in Forest Park, a beautiful nature reserve near Portland, Oregon, rarely making contact with the world. But when a small mistake tips them off to authorities, they are sent on an increasingly erratic journey in search of a place to call their own. All right. So as I'm watching this, I was thinking to myself, this has to be the lowest budget ever. So I did look it up and it was under $5 million. This was a movie that was submitted to the Sundance Film Festival. And when you look at the cast, I see 18 people in this like entire movie.
Wow.
It was not a lot of people at all.
Is that a lady, the director?
It is a lady director. Yes.
But it kind of.
She's got an interesting look. So here's
So
the
judgy.
Sorry. It looks like she has a wig
So
on.
Ben Foster is an odd guy in every movie he's in.
he is.
Agree.
So it's Ben Foster, who is Will, the dad in this movie. And then you have I'm not sure how to say her name. Thomason? How do you say that? Thomason Mackenzie, who is named Tom in the movie, but she's the daughter.
Not Thom.
Yeah, not Thom.
Thomason.
Not just a nickname or shortcut or whatever. So the movie starts with these two characters in the woods and they are like foraging. You can see that they've like set up camp, that they're going out and looking for like berries and mushrooms and things like that.
So they're foraging.
Yeah, they were working together, but they're like setting up a camp, cooking them. Okay, just whatever. In case you didn't know what foraging is,
All the things
that's
I
what
listed.
it. Yeah, exactly. So they are content in their lives. They seem like they have a really good relationship. You see them like playing chess together and like walking on these paths and just living their life. And then in one scene, she is reading a book and it's about seahorses. And she was like saying these facts to her dad about seahorses. And the next scene, they're like walking on the path and she finds a necklace that has a seahorse on it. And she said, if this is still here on our way back, can I have it? Can I keep it? And he said, I think that's fair. So she like goes to put it under some leaves and he's like, And he's like in plain sight. So she just leaves it. And as they start to walk away, he turns around and starts walking and she like kicks some dirt on it. So, and then the rest of the movie, she has this necklace on. Okay. So it really doesn't have anything to do with the movie exactly, except I feel like seahorses come up at least like 3 times in this movie. And it's like, to me, it's like this weird, like maybe I missed something, but it doesn't seem like it's
not symbolic of anything.
right. It doesn't seem like it's symbolic of anything. It just, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you've seen it, maybe it's more to it than that, but they show them playing chess. You see that like their dinner like is like mushrooms, for example, the one night, and he is doing something and she can't eat right away. And she goes to turn on this like stove that they have, one of the like little camping stoves. And he's like, we're low on fuel. Like, don't do that. And she looks at him and she's like, I'm hungry. And she like fries up these mushrooms and then they show them eating it and him being like, these are good. And like the talking in this for me was so awkward because their talking is so minimal. It shows them a lot more just doing stuff and just being next to each other, doing things and not conversing at all. It's their like relationship basically. So then you have, at one point she asks him what his favorite color is. And he's like, this is the other thing that kind of caught me off guard, because throughout this whole movie, she'll ask him questions and he like doesn't answer. He always says, "What's your favorite color?" Like he doesn't ever say any of his answers for, and I want to say there's at least like 2 or 3 times where he just doesn't answer her question. And she said yellow. And he's like, "That was your mom's favorite color." And she's like, "I must have gotten it from her." So like they allude to like that there was a mom in the picture. I don't know. They don't really say anything about whether she died or
Right.
there's no like information given. Just you
They
get that.
ate her.
Yeah. Well, so, the other thing that's odd is that they see like a construction, like people taking down trees or something like that in the forest. And he comes over and says, it's time for a drill or something like that. So then they show them going on these drills where she goes to try to hide and he goes to try to find her. And he's always like, "You have to do better. You have to do better." So he shows like this series of them like doing these drills. And he's like, "Let me tell you what gave you away. Your socks, because they were sticking out," or something like that. I don't know. So
Why are they hiding?
they don't really say. This is how the movie starts. So
He
then
killed the mom.
Because you have to be the best at hide and seek. Okay.
yeah, exactly. So they do these drills and that's what he says. That's like where the title comes from. He goes, "You have to leave no trace," like whatever. So
Okay.
at
That's
one
what
point
the guy
yeah.
from Family Guy's moment. They did the thing.
Yeah.
So they at one point go to town, like into the city or whatever, and they like buy basic groceries and things like that. The next thing you know, like they're back at their camp and they're putting away all their groceries and stuff. How they're getting money, I'm not sure, but it becomes very clear that obviously they are living there. That's their home. That is not like they're just camping out. That's like they don't have a home. And so at one point she's out doing something and all of a sudden she sees a runner come by and she sees him and like ducks down and he's like, hey, like he very clearly sees her. He's like, "Is anybody up there?" And she just stays down and like is in this panic or whatever. And then he keeps running. She goes back to camp, doesn't say anything to her dad, anything like that. So then one day these authorities are like, they see these authorities coming and he goes, "This is not a drill." And she goes and hides and he goes and hides. They go in their like different directions or whatever. And they have a dog. So like at this point in the movie, I was like, okay, like this has some potential. Like, you know, it is a little mysterious that they're like living in the woods and, you know, I'm expecting to like hear a backstory. I'm expecting there to be like some kind of excitement where they have to get away or like, I don't know, anything, right? I'm hopeful at this time. And this is, in my opinion, which is only like 20 minutes into the movie, where it goes really downhill really fast. And they have dogs. These authorities have dogs. So they find them. First they find Will and they say, you know, "Put your hands behind your back." They're like cuffing him and all this stuff. And he's like, are you here alone? And in my mind, I'm like, I can't believe, like I was watching this, I'm like, I'm so confused why he's saying this. Like, because of how like they've been so like doing these drills and things like that. He just says, "No, I'm here with my daughter." And they're like, "Where is she?" And he's like, "Come on out, Tom." And yeah, like.
So he's really bad at hide and seek, even though he drilled it in her head that she has to be the best.
Yes. So then he's like, "Come on out, Tom. We didn't do anything wrong. So just cooperate." Okay. So she comes out of her hiding place and they take them to this like facility. And basically they're going to enroll them in this program because they don't have a home and they think something awry is up because they like are asking, they separate them and they're asking her questions like, you know, "Where did you sleep at night? Oh, you were in the same tent with your dad. Like, did that ever make you uncomfortable?" Like they're implying a lot of things. They're
Right.
testing her academically. They're like just kind of trying to figure out what's going on and why they're in the woods. And they're doing the same thing with the dad. They're giving him tests and things like that it's like questions like, do you feel sad and happy sometimes? And like he can't answer them. Like he just, because they're like rapid firing these questions at him.
He doesn't answer questions anyway.
Well, and he does answer some of them, but it was
with questions.
Right, true.
What's your favorite color?
Do you feel happy and
Right.
sad sometimes?
Yeah, right. That's valid. Actually, I didn't even put that together, but that's actually a really good point. So they even recognize that she is advanced academically, like way past where she should be at her age.
It's all the mushrooms.
And she's like, well, how do you, maybe. So she says, how did you learn all these things? And she's like, my dad taught me. And they have like, they have her reading and all these other things. So
Fucker can't even answer my questions. What do you mean?
so she,
Seahorses.
she can tell you all about seahorses, let me tell you. So then they put them in this program where they provide, so they figure out like nothing is like really illegal going on here, except for the fact that they were living on private property. That's their big offense.
Okay.
So they take them out, they put them into housing, they give them clothes, they provide a job for him. He like cuts down trees, like Christmas trees and stuff like that, and helps package them. So while she's there, the girl, Tom, meets a boy, and they just have like one or two interactions. And the way she meets him is she sees this bunny going down the road, and she picks up this bunny and takes it back and is like, is this yours? And he's like, oh yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Starts talking about like 4-H. And she's like, what's 4-H? Like, she doesn't know anything because she's just lived in the woods for who knows how long. And she finds out that she really likes that. They show them like going to church. And that scene actually really threw me off because they have these like dancers come as like an interpretive dance in this church, and they have these like flags and stuff like that. It was just a really weird, like, for me, it was like, wow, that seems like just a little too long of like showing these dancers with the flags. Like, what's the point? And then afterwards, they show her like talking to them and them showing her how to do the flags and stuff like that. It was just kind of like, okay. I think it was attempting to show like, oh, this is like how she interacts with people and she enjoys these interactions or whatever. Okay. At one point, the lady who's like their caseworker type thing brings a bike, and she learns to ride a bike. There's one time when she's out. This is when she meets the boy, and her dad is like freaking out because she didn't come home, and she like had dinner with this boy or whatever. And she gets home and she's like, I'm sorry, please don't be mad at me. And he's like, and she says where she was and everything. And he goes, you can't do that. Like we have rules and stuff like that. And she's like, well, we could get phones. And he's like, that's not going to happen. Basically, like, we've done just fine communicating without them thus far, kind of thing. Mm. So they're trying to adapt to this new life. And it becomes very clear that he is not enjoying his time there, but she is. Like at first she's like, when they first walk into the house, she's like, I'm so glad it's just us again. So she has become used to this lifestyle. And so this is weird for her, but like she likes the interaction with other people, and he's having a really hard time with it. So one day he gets up and he just says, pack your things. It's time to leave.
We're going back to the woods.
Exactly. And they do. They go back to that exact same campsite, get some of their things that are left there and stuff, or things that they hid in the woods. And the movie kind of tries to tie in some, like, if you can call it, dramatic scenes where, for example, they show a scene earlier where he interacts with this. After they go to the city, they have there was like a booth and somebody was handing out free things, and he takes it to this guy who is in charge of this. It looks like almost like homeless people that are living in the woods with a bunch of tents also in the same park or whatever where he is. And they like know about each other. So he was like giving them things and they were giving him something in return. And when he goes back into the woods,
Like a handy, or what were they giving in return?
I don't remember, honestly. No. Oh, no. Wow, that was...
$20 is $20. Like,
Oh, man. Okay. So this homeless guy is actually really irritated, and he says, like, ever since you guys were found out, they've had rangers here every single day. And then they show these like trucks and things like tearing down their tents and stuff like that. So like they're not happy about it. Again, it was just like okay. Then there's this drama that they try to put in there because they sneak onto this bus and they show these authorities coming on and talking to this girl that's like right in front of them. Like they don't even sit together on the bus. Like he's in the back, she's in a separate seat because they're trying to,
Separate them.
not look
Gotta keep them separated.
guilty. Yeah. So they talk to this girl that's in front of them, and the authorities say, like, do you have your ticket? And she's like, I do. She's like, are you riding with somebody or alone? And she's like, by myself. And they're like, you don't look like an adult. And she's like, I'm 18, I swear. And they're like, you're gonna have to come with us. And they take this girl off the bus, and like Tom and Will are like looking at each other, like freaking out, like, oh no, they're gonna get us next or whatever.
Right.
But they don't, and they just ride on the bus. But again, it's like trying to make, it's like, it reminds me of everything in this movie where they're like trying to make it interesting, but it's like, it is so boring in my humble opinion. So they are hitchhiking to a different state even, and they end up, I think, going to Washington, maybe. I can't remember exactly where they were. They go back to the woods, and it's freezing there. And she's like, I don't know, like they show all these things like where she like can't go on because she's so cold. And at night she asks him like, are we going to die in our sleep? Are we going to freeze in our sleep or something like that? And he's like, no. And she's like, how do you know? And like, again, just whatever. So they're traveling through the woods. They eventually find a cabin in the woods that's abandoned. They make a new life there for themselves. They start up again with their like foraging and all this stuff and living in the woods. And one day the dad says like he's making a shopping list, like he's going to go into town, and he leaves. And that night, like they show him not back, and her like kind of freaking out and calling for him and not knowing what to do. And at some point she looks through his stuff from the program that they were in, and they see like the test results of like the questions that he answered. And it doesn't even show like what his answer was or whether he answered. It's just her reading the questions and that's it. And I don't know if it was like she's kind of realizing like something might be wrong with my dad, or like, I don't know. So the next morning she wakes up and she goes looking for him. She finds him by this river, and he's like almost dead. She doesn't know what to do. She's freaking out. She puts her coat on him and runs to the road and sees these people four-wheeling. And she's like, I need help. So they come and pick the dad up, take him into somebody's home, which honestly, right then and there, I was like, that is not how this would go. Like,
Yeah.
somebody sensible that's like on a four-wheeler would like call 911. But they take him, this guy that could potentially be dead, to somebody's house to like nurse him back to health. And I'm like, okay. And at one point, the lady that lives there is like on the phone, and the little girl, Tom, is like, please don't call anybody. Like, it's fine. He doesn't need to go to the hospital. Like, blah, 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 blah. So she said, don't worry, I'll take care of it. Walks outside and gets on the phone. And she was true to her word. Like, she didn't call anybody. She called somebody, but she didn't call like an ambulance or things like that. So she calls somebody that she knows that's a paramedic. Are you laughing at me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. I have trouble speaking today. Calls somebody that used to be a paramedic. He like splints his injured leg and gives him some pain medicine and all these other things. The lady tries to help out. She gives them a camper to live in, like a trailer. And he is slowly getting better. And they show kind of her interaction with this community of people that live in this area. And again, it's like really random stuff. Like one day she walks past this lady who's a beekeeper, and she's like,
are we talking about Thom?
Yeah, Tom. Yeah. Tom walked past
Tom.
this lady and she goes, do you know about bees? And Tom's like, no. She's like, would you like to? And then like she tells him all these
Fever
things
dream.
about how bees, you have to gain their trust. And like, it's just, again, she's learning and she's interacting with people and recognizing that she likes that. And she's never had that. So once the dad gets better, he implies that he's leaving again. He like packs his bags and things like that.
I'm gonna go fuck up my other legs.
Yeah.
See ya.
And she even said, she's like, you're not even fully better. Like, what happens if that happens again? And he goes, it won't happen again.
Did they show how he hurt his leg?
No.
But he
They
got
do not.
He got a
Okay.
free camper out of this deal.
And a splint
Well, so
some
this
that
is
he almost
Bills.
died from.
Yeah. So this is the other thing. Well, I think they were. I think it's cold and all this other whatever.
Oh, okay.
They don't really say.
It's cold?
The only. Well, it was cold when they were, like in the woods before that. So yeah.
Oh.
Wait, was that a joke? What is happening right now?
I didn't realize it was winter. I was asking.
Winter
Well,
is coming.
it didn't look like winter. There was no snow on the ground or anything like that. It
You
was
know
just
nothing, Jon
cold.
Snow.
cold.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
40s.
So
Are we gonna die? It's only 40 degrees.
they must be in Ohio. So basically this is the end of the movie because what happens is
Thank God.
I know, seriously. I almost did not make it through this movie. I'm not going to lie.
I almost may have made it through your review yet.
So
Cut.
the dad goes out to the woods. So this interaction with Tom and this lady,
I would like for you to refer to her as Thom. Not Meyer.
Tom and this lady, Tom and this lady
Thom.
are unloading. She's the Tom, whatever. I don't know what you're even saying now. Tom,
She's unloading.
helping unload the groceries.
Okay.
And this older lady says, oh, help me put some of these things in the bag. Can you find like the dried carrots? And she's like, here. And she's putting them in the bag. And she's like, what do you do with this? And she's like, I take it to the woods. There's somebody that lives there. And I take this food for him. And
Tom says that or the old lady?
The old lady.
Okay.
So they show them walking back to the woods and putting this bag on a tree. And she's like, same place every time. And she's like, I know he's still there because the food is always gone out of the bag. Okay, so that's this interaction. Another interaction that they have is, and actually it was,
Do you figure out who the guy is?
no, they never say anything. This is just like,
This is after he said he was leaving? Like, because you just went to.
I know, I'm
he
sorry.
said
sorry.
he was leaving.
No,
the-
before he's leaving,
Okay.
she has some of these interactions with
Okay.
the lady, and I just forgot to say it because it's important for the ending,
Okay.
if you want to call it important. She also pays rent to the lady. So she's like, this is all the money that my dad and I have. She's like, can we please stay here? I really like it here. And the lady's like, I'm not taking your money. She's like, just let your dad get better and see how it goes. And then we can talk about like, if you want to stay here and pay rent, that's fine, kind of thing. So she says, she's like, no, she's like, we're going to be here long term. I just know it. And so the lady takes some of her money and says, well, this can be a deposit. Puts it in-
Sorry. I almost made fun of you. Down
Down
positive.
The down posit.
It's a down posit.
It
on
must
the,
be
on the
Ohio.
camper I gave you.
Well, she didn't. She just let them stay in it.
Oh, that's not what she said. You said
Let-
multiple times. You
got
gave
a
him a
camper.
camper.
Yeah.
She lent them a camper.
Okay.
All right. So the dad. So then they show this interaction. The dad is packing his bags, and she has this confrontation about how she doesn't want to leave. So they show them walking out to the woods.
He's like, "Where's my money?" She's like, "I gave a down
She did
posit."
say that. She actually did say that.
Don't
but
get my
not
down
deposit.
deposit back.
She said, "I paid rent." Is what she said, and the dad said, "Well, I think
I
that
like
was the
down
right thing to
posit
do."
better.
On the construction, it cuts down the trees.
Wikipedia.
Done
All
that
right.
at first.
They have this interaction in the woods where basically the daughter says to the dad, just because you have something like wrong with you doesn't mean that I do. And I like it here. And the dad says, I know. And then they go into the woods and they hug each other and say goodbye. And the dad walks off into the woods. And then the last scene
Grabs the bag off the tree.
The last scene
He leaves no trace behind.
is Tom taking a bag and putting it in the woods in the same tree or a different tree. I don't know. But so she's doing what the old lady does. And that's the end. That's the end of the movie.
So
100%.
the
100% for
The
critics.
sea-
And
the
I am
seahorses.
left like,
Nothing.
How?
Nothing comes of the seahorses or the
nothing,
necklace.
nothing
The
comes of the seahorses.
male seahorses.
Nothing comes of the 4-H boy.
Nothing comes of the 4-H boy.
male seahorses. Can
She didn't get
reproduce.
into interpretive dancing with flags.
Okay.
None of it. Well, I mean, they don't show her future, but maybe she does. I don't know.
Maybe they should have.
It was just
They
like,
showed all the wrong things in this movie is what it sounds like.
it was,
Now I feel like I have to watch this.
I think you should. And tell me if I'm just way off base and it's actually a really engaging story with lots of symbolism. But here's the bottom line. Even if it is, this is not a 100% movie. How did they rate this 100%? I do not get it.
I'd rather watch Dracula again.
And I honestly didn't even.
What year was this? This is 2018?
2018.
It's not in 2025.
It's
That's the problem.
pre-COVID.
And my question is, I mean, I honestly didn't even look at the reviews, but like,
I've never heard of it.
it's really like, it's a bad movie.
All right. So the only argument here, though, about this being 100% is
There's a
that
4.5 out of 5.
not all of these critics CAB 4.5 out of 5,
But they
3.5
round.
out of
They
4.
must round.
Yeah, that's why Rotten Tomatoes is
That's
kind
not
of
100%.
it's not
Leave no traces.
because
Slow burn. And
82
careful-
out of
okay.
100. No, sorry, no.
So are you looking specifically at the tomatoes, or
Yeah,
do
these
they
are the
all are
critics.
tomatoes?
These are no. Well,
Or is this
they're
anybody?
all tomatoes, but like, what consists of a tomato on Rotten Tomatoes?
You know what? Now I'm just real quick. What came out in 2018? Yeah, not a lot. So
Wow.
I guess Solo came out in 2018. That was way better than this, I'm assuming. Annihilation, that got good reviews.
So, I mean, besides those couple, maybe that's why this did
Yeah,
so
maybe
well.
because it's not a great
All the critics were like,
movie
"This
here.
is
This is quality.
great."
compared to this shit. Yeah.
I do not recommend this movie even a little bit.
What was your rating?
A 0. I mean, maybe a 1.
Wow.
Like
That
it was
bad,
it
huh?
was pretty bad. It was just like I really wanted to like it. Like I was like, okay, like, oh, that's kind of neat that they're showing it, but like there was no, you could tell that they had a relationship and that they've like got used to kind of how they like, you know, you could see that like he cared for his daughter and I guess was trying to care for her daughter. And maybe that's it, is like it's meaningful because like people go through things and it affects their family and you have to kind of, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm sure there's some bigger message here. I want there to be, because to me, it was just like watching a lot of like, I think I said out loud a couple times, like, why am I watching this? It was so slow.
So the movie that won Best Picture of the Year that year was Green Book, which was a movie about a racial intense movie about two people traveling across the country in a car. And it had the guy from Lord of the Rings, which I'm trying to... But that only got an 8.2 out of 10 and a 77 on the critic score, but it won Best Picture of the Year.
Hmm.
It's Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali were in it. And that was not great. And that's actually considered like one of the weakest Best Picture award winners, you know, in recent times. So yeah, like that was, it had Linda Cardellini in it too. So Cardellini, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's a winner.
Yeah, it's a winner. But yeah, so it was a bad movie year.
Yeah, I was just looking at some audience reviews. Overrated, and I got bored several times.
Like, come
Mid,
on.
do not watch it.
I
It
kept
says-
waiting for the moment when the movie would finally pull me in.
But I never did.
Yes.
The minimalist, quiet approach that so many people praise just felt slow and empty.
This movie really hits you hard. As Will deals with the issue, hats off to Tom for sticking with him for such a brief period.
What's the issue?
What?
Like
Also,
living in a tent city? What's the issue?
It's like he can't get past wanting to be alone in the wilderness. Like that's literally it. And it's not like they talk about some trauma that he went through. It's not like any of that.
Will deals with the issue. What the fuck? Like,
I don't know. The camera quality on this movie was dog shit, and the sound quality is even worse. The best part of this movie was the credits. I genuinely wasted my money on this movie. Genuinely ass. Don't recommend. So many words were spelled wrong there, but that's okay. I got it.
I like how we go from it's just beautiful to the quality on this movie was dog
ass.
shit.
I guess there's some mixed reviews.
I'm telling you what, like if the sound's off on it, I will not make it through this movie because I've seen too many like indie movies like this where the sound is just freaking terrible and like.
I will say the sound didn't seem to bother me, but I usually don't pick up on those things. So there are people that go through things, and like I've even had close interaction with somebody that was homeless, and I really had a hard time. Like it was interesting because he
dealt with the issue.
He actually ended up passing away, but he had this mindset, like even when people would help him or give him a place to stay or things like that, it was a very like, it's like he felt
going back to the woods.
Yes, it was very much a mentality like this is where I belong kind of thing. And he had gotten so used to it. And I don't know if that's like, again, what they're trying to portray in this film, that people go through that and it's like a cycle. I just didn't get it. I don't even think the acting was terrible. I just think it was a terrible, slow movie where nothing happened. There was no like big moment. I don't know. Don't get it. Matt, you'll have to watch and let me know. Audience, you'll have to let us know what you think. I'm not going to watch it. Oh,
I'm not sure I will either. But with that, I think we're going to take a quick break and return with some Sportsball. Support for today's show comes from Prime Video. Looking for something great to watch tonight? Check out Prime Video from Amazon. With a huge library of hit movies, binge-worthy TV shows, and award-winning originals, there's always something new to dive into. From action-packed blockbusters to exclusive series you won't find anywhere else, Prime Video lets you stream at home or on the go. Plus, with downloads available, you can watch your favorites even without Wi-Fi. Start streaming today and see what everybody's talking about with Prime Video. See the link in the description or just head to mamalukes.net/Prime Video. That's mamalukes.net/Prime Video. Support for Mamalukes is brought to you by Aspire Drinks. Looking for an energy drink that doesn't give you jitters and that inevitable crash? Aspire is redefining energy drinks with a better, healthier way to power your day. Unlike most energy drinks that are loaded with excessive caffeine and sugar, Aspire delivers a gentle, balanced boost with 80 milligrams of natural caffeine, half the caffeine of most leading energy drinks. Packed with essential vitamins and enhanced with biotin and ginger, the benefits are a no-brainer. They're enjoyable for any moment, at work, the gym, or on the go. Order now with free U.S. shipping. Find them at aspiredrinks.com and use our promo code Mamalukes to get 20% off anything on your order. That's aspiredrinks.com and promo code Mamalukes to get 20% off your order. Welcome back. It's time for Sportsball.
Around here, we like to start with our Cleveland sports. The Guardians decided to shut the bed against Boston. Did not play well at all. Then they turn around and won the series against the Yankees. So the worst team in the division, they get their asses handed to them. And then the best team in the division, actually second best team, because Tampa Bay, I keep forgetting about them. But anyway, the Yankees are good. The Guardians took 2 out of 3. probably should have won all three.
They could have. Yeah.
It was 2-1. They started a series against Texas, and then they go back to play the Yankees at home in Cleveland. They just beat the Yankees in New York. You have a little comment here?
I have a few comments. So, with Steve Kwan still struggling, they've put Travis Bazzana in the leadoff position now pretty consistently as of the last few weeks, and he's doing well. He's had a couple games, one of which against the Yankees, I'm pretty sure, was he just blew open with like a 3 RBI almost home run or something like that. But yeah, he's been hitting really well.
He hit
over the
2
last
home
few
runs
weeks.
in that series.
Yep. And speaking of Travis Bazzana, we got another pantomiming from Jay Bergs about
I actually
said
saw
home
this
run.
one.
Yeah.
The 0-1. Swung at and hammered. High, deep to right. Away, back and gone. Off the facing of the second deck. Travis Bazzana's third Major League home run. A tape measure job. And the Guardians have a 3-1 lead in the 8th inning. And what a greeting he'll get in that third base dugout. Oh, did he generate some power on that bomb?
Yeah. Just as animated as usual. And speaking of Tom Hamilton, he's been kind of talking shit during that Yankees series, particularly on Jazz Chisholm of the Yankees.
Jazz Chisholm. Well, he predicted the Yankees will win the World Series. He did that last night on the Jimmy Fallon show. Pretty amazing. He got on the Jimmy Fallon show batting .239.
Must have been a slow week.
Yeah. I don't know. The next game, Jazz did hit a home run, so that is what it is. But yeah, just that's classic Tom Hamilton, always calling it how it is. And I guess as an extension of the Guardians news, MLB news, Cade Smith of the Guardians wins AL reliever of the month of May.
So we talked about that actually a little bit last Friday, how well he's been doing as a closer. So.
He's not the closer we wanted, but the one we deserve.
Oh, look at that Star Wars reference. Okay.
Star Wars? I was thinking Batman.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cavs, I mean,
Not a lot.
Nothing good because they're not playing anymore.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about trading Mobley. There's a lot of talk about some other stuff, but Darius Garland and Lonzo Ball claimed that they were the missing piece to the Cavs playoff run, which I would rather have had Garland than Harden.
You think?
I'm not a fan of Harden, and I mean, I've said it the whole time. He did okay at times, but I mean, he did exactly what we called he was going to do. He disappeared in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He had one good game in 2 Game 7s. 2 7-game series. He had one good game in the playoffs. And I mean, other than that, he turns the ball over 10 to 15 times a game.
He should have did better for sure. But just looking at what Darius Garland had previously done in the playoffs compared to him, I think he got pushed around a little too easily in comparison to Harden.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
I think Harden's a little bit bigger of a guy, so he
bigger of a guy.
He can make space a lot easier.
But he can't make a basket. So
yeah, so I don't know.
I don't know.
But that was the thing. They got him, they traded for him, and then it wasn't like he was trying to go out there and be a hero. He was able to make passes, let other teammates do their job, and that's what we needed him to do.
To an extent. I don't know.
I didn't see that during the playoffs. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't think he did any of the things that we wanted him to do. He wasn't the answer to a playoff run. He's never been the answer to a playoff run for any team he's ever been on historically, and it's known. I mean, so I don't care. But Lonzo Ball, I don't know where he's coming up with anything. He's never done decent ever. So I don't even know why he would be commenting about anything. So, and he was gone way early in the year. So, but okay, the worst news that we've had in Cleveland sports in a very long time. I was right.
Matt was right.
Myles Garrett got traded to the Rams.
He's said it for a while now.
10 podcasts ago, I said that Cleveland restructured his contract to trade him.
Right.
It was very obvious what they were doing. Everybody's like, oh, it'll never happen. He's a franchise player, blah, blah, blah. And then the Browns became the Browns and traded the best defensive end in football over the past 15 years. I mean, 2-time defensive player of the year, coming off a 23 sack season, and the Browns trade him. So, which we kind of assumed was going to happen too, because we talked about Myles Garrett vouching for the defensive coordinator to become the head coach, and they didn't do that. And I'm not saying that Myles Garrett should get to pick the head coach. I'm not saying that any player should get to pick the head coach. But you created a controversy on your own team there, because I think the rest of the team was backing up the defensive coordinator too. And the Browns actually had a really good defense.
Yeah.
So, whatever. Browns are the Browns, and that's what happens. Sticking with the NFL, Russell Wilson got traded from the Giants to CBS. He is now going to become an announcer. He retired. Everybody's been talking about whether or not he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. What do you think?
Well, how many Super Bowls did he win?
One.
Just one.
One.
Almost 2, but they should have.
But he didn't hand the ball off. He threw an interception, which sealed the loss.
Yep. Yeah.
So, the Legion of Boom is why they were Super Bowl champions.
Mm-hmm.
So you can argue all you want, but it's the same thing with like the 02 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That offense didn't win that Super Bowl. That defense won that Super Bowl. The 2000 Ravens, you know, when you go back and you think about these guys, the quarterbacks that were on those teams, does that make them Hall of Fame worthy? You know, is Doug Williams a Hall of Fame quarterback because of one good year with, the Washington Redskins? I don't know. I don't think Russell Wilson deserves to be in the Hall of Fame over some other people that are still waiting to get into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
So I guess we'll see what happens there. And sticking with the Giants, Odell Beckham Jr. signed with the Giants.
It's all come full circle.
Didn't know that he was still playing. So
he was just with the Ravens, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I don't think he actually played.
I think he played some games last year. I think I saw him.
Missed it.
I think I saw him.
Yeah.
I can't definitively remember, but yeah.
The Broncos linebacker Cooper was accused of domestic violence. So 3 players in 3 weeks. I have not heard anything about Green Bay's running back since he was accused. Have you?
No, I haven't heard anything.
All right. The only other news I really got out of the NFL this week is Caleb Williams was named the Madden cover. So he's going to be the player that's on the Madden cover.
So he's cursed.
I hope. I mean, I don't like him. I don't like the Bears. So one can only hope. But but yeah, and he is posing like this with his fingernails painted, of course, because it's his thing. His staples, his fingernails are always painted. Oh. But he said it's in homage to Michael Jordan. So I got to look that up. I got to find out what picture he's referencing that's on homage to. So while you do that, we'll talk about the NBA. The Spurs blew a lead in the fourth quarter to go down 1 game to the Knicks. So the Knicks are actually up in that series now, 1-0. And this is the first time in Spurs franchise history that they've lost game 1 at home. Wow. So I thought that was an interesting stat. Carolina was down 1-0 against Vegas, and they came back in the third period off some interesting calls and stuff like that, managed to tie the game up and send it to overtime, and then ended up winning. But there was a waved off goal that a lot of people are saying that the NHL and the officials are actually saying that the NHL wanted them to win. So that's why they waved off the goal. But, you know, you hear that about any kind of call or anything like that. So I thought it was a good call. Kudos to them. So that's the picture of him.
Yeah, I think it's more so not his hands posed, but the whole.
I didn't see the alternate cover.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that there was a picture of him in the Jumpman.
Right,
So-
right.
I thought maybe his nails were painted.
Yeah, I was
In
like,
some
I
way
don't
that-
remember.
No, I mean there's another,
honors.
like that's that picture, but there's another.
Yeah, yeah,
alternate
I just
cover
had it
where
up
he's
here.
got his hands. And stuff. Yeah, so that's the one I saw was that one, and then that's the picture that they had when they referenced Jordan. So in the article that I was reading, so
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize that there was a second thing. So
What
Makes
are
more
his
sense.
nails painted as?
I think just in the color of the team. So soccer, there's 6 days till the World Cup.
6 days?
6 days. And
6 days.
the soccer collabs and all video game stores, et cetera, are popping up everywhere. Everybody's
Yeah.
screaming about the World Cup now, so it'll be the big thing for
Yeah.
a little while here. ESPN did list their predictions for every team, so if you want to read that, that's out there.
Did they also put out another article about, how they rank the uniforms and all that?
No.
Oh.
This time it's actually about soccer.
Any news about Shakira and
Madonna? No, we're all just waiting for that. Like, it's just, that's
6 more days?
6 more days, and we'll get to see the halftime show of Dada.
Die.
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 I know. I just said it wrong on purpose. So, all right, that's sports ball.
That's Sportsball.
Sportsball.
Baby, you gotta come back and say that's Sportsball.
Sports ball.
That's Sportsball.
All right.
All right. So up next, we are back into the movies and on to Rotten Tomatoes with another 100%
Yes.
tomato meter rated
Yes.
movie.
So, unbeknownst to Virginia over here, and she was
we were
talking about all the
coordinated.
100% movie thing, this movie has 28 reviews, and they're all giving it 100%. So,
Well, the funny thing is, I didn't even know. You pulled it up, and I literally looked at Matt, and I was like, "Did you know?"
yeah, I actually
he's
looked
like,
earlier
"I did
today
know."
and did
And I was
see
like-
that. And so when she was telling me why she picked the movie she picked today, because I didn't know anything about her topic,
He was just laughing
I was
internally,
laughing, yeah,
and I had
'cause
no clue that he
I knew
already
I
knew.
had picked a movie that had 100% as well. So,
You guys are like the cutest.
oh yeah, it's just so cute.
But yeah,
That's hot.
So this was a mystery
Sometimes
movie.
I match him in an Adidas outfit.
gross. I mean, I love it. Send me a pic next time.
So this was a mystery movie that we didn't know we were going to see. I did predict one of 3 movies because of the rating of what it could be, and I was actually happy that this is the one that got chosen. So the previews for this movie, basically, you can see just it's a hyper-violent martial arts movie.
Yeah.
I like these type of movies. I'm not sure Virginia and Rachel enjoy these type of movies, especially Rachel did not seem to enjoy this movie because when I told her I liked it after we left, she was like, really? So there are some great fight scenes in this movie, but I'll run you through the premise really quickly. So the movie starts off and it's this woman who's in a warehouse and she's like releasing these sex trafficked little boys. And she gets the one out of a room and then she has to fight to get this kid out of the warehouse. And she's a badass. Like she's using her weight to slip out of every grip that somebody tries to put her in and stuff like that, and like her punches and kicks aren't really like taking somebody out of the fight, but she's a badass. Like she's grappling with everybody. And I think it's like a form of either kung fu or judo. By watching the way her fighting style. And
I really liked that scene. There's a part where she is like almost like sliding, like she's on the floor on her side, but she's like sliding and using
You got talking to the mic.
What?
Hello.
I don't know
welcome
how to
back.
do it
She's
without
like
my
sliding
hands.
and moving.
You
Yeah,
know what
okay.
I'm talking about though, right? When
She's
she's like
sliding and
circling
moving.
around their legs.
Yeah. So like
was just very
they
cool.
can't actually get a hold of her at all. Like
What's her
she's
character.
Taslim.
Taslim's wife in the movie.
Basically, she gets shot in the face with an arrow immediately after that by this great actor who is in all these kind of movies and stuff like that, who I have no idea who he is, but he was in Boy Kills World, and he was in what was the other? He was in John Wick
Yeah.
3, I think. He's like this crazy toothless looking guy that's raggedy, and he's got really long hair, short little Asian guy, and he's like kind of like funny, but he's a badass. Like the shit that he does is wild. And he always wears a tracksuit
That's why Matt likes it.
in every movie that he's in. He's always wearing like, it's like an off-brand Adidas one. It's only got 2
Right.
stripes or something, you know?
I literally was like, that wasn't an Adidas tracksuit, was it? And Matt's like, no, 2
No,
stripes.
2 stripes.
What's the place you shop?
Adidas.
No. Where you got the Gucci wallet.
Oh, DH Gate.
It's a DH
Yeah.
gate tracksuit.
His name is, I'm going to butcher this, but it's Yayan Ruyan.
Yayan Ruyan?
Yeah, that's the guy.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's great. I like him a lot. They flash immediately to Joe Taslim's character, and you guys should recognize him. He was Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat. He was also
Recognize.
he was also on this TV show called Warrior that was really, really good. So if you guys like martial arts style things and stuff like that, they flash to Joe Taslim's character. He's trying to infiltrate this like child abduction ring and stuff like that. And he's like undercover, and they kind of show him a little bit. And then they flash to the other guy who's actually a mute, and he's like talking to his daughter, and his daughter says she wants to go to work with him. And then you find out that his daughter doesn't actually live with them. He lives in this small town, and she actually goes to school in like Hong Kong. She's like spending the summer with him, and they have this little interaction and stuff like that. And she gets mad at him, and she storms out of like this beauty parlor that they're in getting haircuts together. And she's like, "You never loved me." And she storms out just like every little pubescent teenage child. So she meets this little boy, and he's like, "Help, my sister got hit by a car, and I need help." And he's limping, and she goes with him, and then she gets kidnapped. And that starts like immediate action. Like, so dad like realizes that she hasn't came her back, and he goes running out, and he kind of like tracks the area of where she's at because he hears like a scream. And this dude runs like Olympic speed Usain Bolt in flip flops. It is so impressive. Like I actually stopped. I'm like, wow. Like he is like at a dead full on sprint, like jumping up on the tables and over counters and around things and in flip flops.
It's very impressive.
It is.
It's
like,
actually come up multiple times this week.
Yeah.
Because like Matt the other day was like, I can't drive in flip flops, and he was putting shoes on, and I was like, you should be able to run in flip flops.
nobody but this guy can run like he did in flip flops. Like he was tracking a car, like sprinting.
It was very
in
impressive.
flip-flops. It was just that right there was like astounding. Like,
I
was
said,
like,
I can't believe that he did not become injured in the filming of this.
yeah,
Just with like, how many takes did he have to do of that?
tripping and stubbing a toe or ripping off a toenail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so at one point the flip-flops actually give out because he's ran so hard, and he ends up running barefoot, and then he speeds up, which is actually even more impressive.
Even after stepping in glass.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So they
I
got to,
think
you know,
I think it would have been funny if it was just the cheap things that they give you when you
Like
get a pedicure.
Yeah.
the spacers.
That would have been even more impressive.
Well, no, they give you like
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 fake
foam
sandals, like foam
flip
sandals.
flops that are like this thick.
Yeah.
He goes on and he does like crazy martial arts. He fights these 3 guys on the back of this truck, and they threw his daughter in a trash bag and threw her into the back of this truck, and he's like digging through the trash trying to find her, and she's unconscious because the guy threw her so hard against the back of the truck, she actually got knocked out in this trash bag. So he fights them off, whatever, and he finally finds his daughter, and the one really, really big guy, like drags him off the back of the truck, and he hits the ground, and then they drive the truck at full speed and actually drive away from him. So he has to figure out how to find his daughter, and there's like one of the trash bags that comes off with him has these flyers for like this underground fighting rink, and he goes home and puts on real shoes, and there's like steel toe boots, and grabs a hammer and goes to the nightclub or the underground club to find. So he sees the one guy, which is the guy stands out because he's like a 6'3" tall guy with an afro,
Right.
you know, so it stands out from everybody else. He instantly sees him. He enters the club. He confronts the guy and ends up fighting, of course, everybody in the club and including the fighters in the rink. And he fights these fighters in the rink with this ball pen hammer.
Right.
And it's brutal. Like people's kneecaps getting busted, shins getting hit in the back of the head. At one point, he hits the guy like 16 times in the back, and you've seen like every hammer mark like go into the guy's skin. He's just beating him. So Joe Taslim just happens to be there because the guy that owns the underground fighting rink is also the guy that's coordinating all these abductions of children.
Right.
So whatever you want to call it. And Joe Taslim's like, you know, my boss wants to buy 30 kids. And he's like, that's a bus full. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, you can't do that. And he's like, yeah. He's like, but I want to be able to pick the kids out. And he was like, so they start arguing back and forth. It's kind of cheesy. They have an interaction. The guy wears a cowboy hat, and Joe Taslim takes the cowboy hat and puts it on himself. And then they kind of laugh it off, and they're like, oh, okay, we're going to give you 30 kids. And then the fight breaks out downstairs with the other guy, and Joe Taslim ends up actually meeting Wang, and they fight each other, which is kind of an interesting thing. I don't know how many martial arts movies you guys actually watch and stuff like that.
Ong Bak.
Yeah, exactly. This is that style of martial arts where it's just brutal, straight on action like that.
Right.
Ong Bak's actually more brutal than this. I will say that. That guy fights with his elbows and his forehead and his knee, and that's all he fights with, the guy from Ong Bak. And I actually referenced that when we walked out of the movie and told them, I was like, you guys should watch Ong Bak. Except for the stupid elephant shit in that movie. That you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, okay. All right. So I digress. But anyway, so they meet, they figure out that they're both looking for these abducted children and stuff like that. And Joe Taslim takes Wang back to his van, and he shows him like the whole pictures and stuff and how he's been tracking the underground and stuff like that. And Wang actually recognizes a couple of things from pictures, and he puts it together, and then they figure out where to go next. So they go to the next spot, which is just basically like a building, like an apartment building type thing that's kind of like has a restaurant in the downstairs, but the upstairs is like all abandoned, like office space and stuff like that. It kind of looked like apartments or office space. And they make their way up, and Wang's daughter is actually causing problems because she's trying to get out, and she's like fighting back and stuff like that. So at one point they hear all these kids screaming. They go running upstairs and stuff like that. And then they're like trying to lead these kids out of this like abandoned building. So the entire police force shows up, and because somebody's like live streaming this. And so the entire police force shows up, and the captain walks out, and he's like, you guys aren't allowed to get involved. And he's just like, he's dirty. So he just lets like this whole gang walk past all the cops and stuff like that, and they enter the building. So then that's who they're fighting off. Like the two main characters have to fight off this entire gang, and it's so bad. Like that is the worst part of the entire movie, because like they've all got like machetes and stuff like that, and they're hiding behind a pallet, like an actual wooden pallet, and they're just like fighting off these 15 guys with a pallet, like, you know, and they're like beating this pallet with these machetes and stuff like that, you know, and they're just like waiting, and then they just like twist it a little bit and kick somebody and twist it back, and like it just,
and we know how hard they are to break.
Yes, yeah. And this is like a heavy duty pallet. This is actually more heavy duty than anything that we had here, but still, like it was just kind of like a weird thing. So they fight through this whole scene and stuff like that. They get all the kids out, and there's like a scene where the kids are like trying to climb a rope ladder that they made out of curtains and like sheets and stuff. And of course it breaks when the last kid's going to go down or whatever. And then the cops all of a sudden are like, screw you, Captain. We're going to go, actually participate and help these kids get out of this building. And then that's like their weird little scene. There's like some dubbed over shouting that's like really bad and stuff like that. But so anyway, after that scene, it actually gets good again.
Right.
They take the kids and they take the two guys back to the police station, and they're like, we have to hold you overnight, because of your involvement with this process and stuff like that, so you can see a judge or whatever. So they put the two dads in a cell, and they have the two kids upstairs, and the bow and arrow guy and the main villain show up. But right before this, the main villain's like has to go report to the head of the family, and they're like,
because they're not happy.
We're really disappointed with
go.
you because, you're trafficking kids. You're supposed to be making us money, but you're supposed to be making us money selling drugs and stuff like that, not trafficking kids. And we're really disappointed in you. And he's like, oh, as long as you're getting paid, it's no big deal and stuff like that. And he just takes out everybody in the room. Like he loses his damn mind and takes out like everybody in the room. Like the one guy's pointing at him like this, and he just reaches over and bites his finger off. And then that starts the whole thing. He takes like a decanter and breaks it and like jabs the police chief in the leg and stuff like that. So
I think this was actually one of the most gruesome scenes.
Yeah, it was very bloody. So then his wife, who they've shown was pregnant earlier in the movie, comes up behind him and puts his hand on her, and he stabs her in the stomach, not knowing it's her. And then he's like, they killed my wife. I'm going after them. Not like I killed his wife? Not like I just killed my wife, but they killed my wife. So he's like enraged.
What you made me do.
And he goes after him with the bow and arrow guy. And they go to the police station, and the bow and arrow guy is just taking out everybody in the police station with this bow and arrow. And I mean, dude is badass, but I mean, still like, cops like hear something and then they look over and an arrow just goes through their head. He's just taking everybody out, and nobody knows he's there. So the two dads the dad and Joe Taslim are down in the jail cell, and they break out. They like the one guard knocks the keys off the desk when he hears all the commotion and stuff like that. And he goes upstairs, and we were talking about, he's got like little T-Rex arms and he can't reach the keys and stuff. So the other guy,
I said that would be like us, and I'd be trying to reach the keys and you'd be like, move. Reaches longer.
The other guy like wraps his shirt around the bars for the jail cell and ends up bending them enough to where he can reach through and get his keys. So they get out, and that starts like this awesome fight scene. So it's 2-on-2 to start, and there's 4 different styles of martial arts going on. Like the mute guy, which is Wang, and then the guy with the bow and arrow have kind of a similar style, and they start fighting first. But the main villain is all feet. Like he's one of those guys that just can kick super fast and stuff like that. And he's like, every time he gets grabbed, he manages to like lift his leg up and kick the guy in the head and kick him down to the ground. And then he jumps up on top of him and kicks him twice and bounces back. I mean, like the footwork is just amazing, like watching this guy fight. Mm-hmm. So then there's this like, I can't say the word. It's there's this mentally handicapped guy that was like in an earlier scene that was just like had that kind of strength.
Yeah, he's like big guy.
Yeah, he's like a big guy. He's like real simple, and he's just like
bronze,
a bull. Yeah,
ogre
no brain.
Ogre strength.
So he shows back up, even though he got a sledgehammer to the head like multiple times in an earlier scene, and he's just got like a bandage wrapped around his head, and his fighting style is completely different. So now you have 5 different types of martial arts going on, and it's like 2-on-2, but the guy in the middle is fighting everybody.
Right.
So like he's going after, he wants to kill the main villain, but he's going to go through everybody else to get to him. And it's really wild. And it's like, it breaks out and people are fighting different ways, and there's knives involved, and there's people doing like crazy acrobatics and stuff like that.
It was a rather long fight scene too.
Yeah, it was. I bet you it's like 15 minutes straight of fighting. And it's like, it's to the point where like I'm winded thinking about how long you guys have been fighting, you know? So they get through that, and eventually Wang gets his daughter back and stuff like that. And I'm not going to tell you all the other crap that happens, but
Spoilers.
yeah, spoilers. But like, okay, so at the end of the movie, Wang and his daughter are like sitting on a beach, and
Seahorses?
no seahorses. The daughter's like, "Are you finally going to tell me your story?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he starts like signing, and the movie ends.
Is she dead?
Because they hint.
But that's
like,
how she communicates
that's
with
the other
him.
thing too. She took an arrow like a calf, like
Oh,
through
yeah.
the calf,
Oh.
like through the front of her leg, and she still managed to like walk through the movie. Never screamed when the arrow went through her. The
There's a
handicapped
little-
kid that was
yeah.
with her like broke the back of the arrow off, and she's just like, ooh. And I'm like, man, that's like the toughest little fucking kid ever. You know what I mean? And they show her later in the movie, and she's got like a bandage wrapped around it. It said a month later, right?
Yeah, it was a month later. And
Yeah.
like Wang had like it was interesting because he got like cut in the face and that was completely healed and it just looked like a scar or whatever. And I'm
Right.
like a month later,
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
she's just wearing like a white ace bandage around her calf. You know what I mean? Like no damage. This thing went straight through her calf and through her shin. Like, you know, and came out like, and she's just like, I got an ace bandage. I'm good. You know, it's like, but, so yeah, it's got great martial arts in it. The story's okay. The dubbing is horrible. Like
It's dubbed?
Oh, there's parts of it that are dubbed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's dubbed. It has to be dubbed.
I think so, yeah.
If it's not, it's just horrible acting. But
Okay.
like I said, Joe Taslim is an excellent martial artist. He fights like different ways in most things that you see. Like this isn't like a Sub-Zero type style of martial arts and stuff like that. Every character has a martial arts style that's kind of towards like their demeanor.
Right.
Which is kind of neat. They tell a story through that, you know, and stuff like that. But the grappling in this is just something else. I mean, there's a scene where Wang is fighting like all these people in the bar and nobody can get a hold of this guy. I mean, like every time somebody like tries to grab him, he slips through and he's on top of the next person and he's like climbing him down like a ladder at the one point.
It is such an
and stuff like that.
interesting
And
style. Like, and I have to say, I've watched like Karate Kid and things like that. But like, I'm just saying. But this.
So she's an expert.
Yeah, I'm an expert. That's exactly what I was saying.
She watched that show on Netflix about those kids.
Yeah.
High school kids. The Karate Kids. What was that?
No idea.
It's
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
Cobra
Cobra
Kai.
Kai.
I did watch Cobra Kai. But this style of fighting, I have to say, and you're saying it's whatever that style is of that movie, right?
It's similar to Ong Bak, just like it's brutal, but
Oh, the brutality of it. I was just saying like the fighting style is just something I just have not seen really anywhere. And it's like hard to describe, but it's like
Kung Fu fighting?
it is one like Wang is using Kung Fu. Like that's his style of fighting. Is
it's a
Kung
lot
Fu.
of like climbing each other, like
using body weight,
Yes.
swinging around people. Like there's scenes where he goes like underneath of people and like kicks their one leg out and then manages to like flip over and kick them in the face and then wraps around their other leg and flips them down. And then he's holding them when he's standing up.
Yeah.
And it's all in like one swift, like fluid motion, the way he does it.
You know what I would say now that I've had time to think about it? It's almost like this type of fighting style. And I don't know if maybe it's because I'm a slow processor, but it's like overstimulating. Like I couldn't take my eyes off of it because it was just like, what is happening? Like, and it's very fast, but it's these really complicated moves.
Yeah.
That
I couldn't
are happening
imagine trying
so
to contort
fast.
my body the way these people do in some of these fight scenes.
Well, you're
and
too
stuff like
tall.
that. Yeah.
Just kidding.
You know, the one guy that was like the brute, like his style, you know, and stuff like that, he would put his head down and run at people. You know what I mean? And
That's
just like,
Matt.
it was just, it was pretty wild. So, Rainy's the daughter of that girl that you guys were talking about.
Oh, okay.
I do think that it had a good mix. I mean, when you go to a movie like this, you want to see the fight scenes, and it had plenty of that, and they were very entertaining. And then it also, really, the storyline was not bad.
No. Like I said, even the fight scene in the building wasn't bad. It was just kind of like, okay, 15 guys with machetes are hacking at you and you're just fending everything off with a pallet. That was like, okay.
Yeah.
But the rest of it was like good.
I could honestly see this movie winning awards for some of their fight scenes.
If there's a movie for fight scenes or a movie award for fight scenes.
They should make one.
What would you
Best
rate it?
choreography.
Yeah, best choreography. There we go. I knew there was something like that. Thanks for having me back.
So, what would you guys rate it?
Okay, so based on what it is, like, because you go into these type of movies and I'm not expecting like, Oscar winning action or acting, as far as an action movie, just like, bang 'em up type thing, it's probably an 8.
Okay.
If you were rating it as an overall movie, and taking it and comparing it to every other type of movie, it's probably like a 6.5.
Okay.
Because like I said, the sound's off. It's not great. The dubbing wasn't great. It lulls. It didn't need to be as long as it did.
The sound being off, you mean just like the dialogue or the actual action?
The way they dubbed it over for the voices was off. And then it's just not like, it's not great. Like there's no music in the background or something that's taking you, places. There's no,
that's true.
It's very straightforward with the sound, almost like somebody just like literally was standing in the room with a boom mic,
right?
That kind of thing. It just, as far as that kind of stuff goes, but it's actually one of the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. The dialogue is atrocious. The plotting is goofy. Nobody will care because it's choreographed and executed with some of the most impressive fight scenes in years, and that's a good another representation by somebody of what this movie is.
When did this movie come out?
It is not out yet.
Well, how does that say September 15th?
Because it came out in another country.
Okay.
Because it's another 2025.
It's another 2025 movie
Okay,
that's just now coming out in the U.S. So.
Well, they had to work on the dubbing.
Yeah, we don't watch movies from 2026 yet. We'll wait till 2027 to see those. We're still watching 2025 movies and getting caught up. So
everybody says America's the best, but we're a year behind in
America.
movies.
Well, I mean, with our government, it's not surprised we're about a year behind everybody right now. So.
What is
I would have given it an 8 for the record.
Overall or as an action movie?
Both.
Both?
Yeah, I thought it was enjoyable. Like I said, I think I'm not, like you said, I'm not like a fight movie expert, but I thought it was very engaging.
When I look at you.
Yeah, I was going to say by that description, I can see that.
Well, I was like,
I'm not a
martial arts movie. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I'm definitely not an expert, but I was engaged. Like, I think that it was enjoyable to watch, and there was enough variety even in the fight scenes where it was like, it's not like you're watching the same thing over and over again in the fights. Like, and like you said, there were different styles. They were in different like environments, so they had different props to use and things like that. I really think it was a good movie.
It's very reminiscent of some of the old like Jet Li movies. Like if you ever watch like Jet Li 1, the one where he's multiple different people from different like multiverses and they're trying to get back to one, and every single one of them fights a different way. Like Jet Li's a master of like 7 different forms of martial arts and stuff like that. Yeah. Jackie Chan's another one that can fight multiple different ways and stuff like that. It's reminiscent of those style of movies where the fighting style represents the personality of the person.
Right.
And it's done well. So it is the best martial arts movie I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
So
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah. Recommend.
Matt had a good rating.
Yeah.
It does happen.
And it was a Well, no, we actually gave the last one a decent one too. The last mystery movie, Tuner.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So haven't been, the last few movies haven't been horrible. So this had better martial arts in it than Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sidebar. Our piano tuner came to the school.
Did you fuck with him?
It's a lady.
Are you a safe cracker?
And I almost was like, "Can I see your tools?" I was like, "No, that's so weird."
Very forward.
I was like, I just
of
want
you.
to see. Like,
Yeah.
it was kind of neat to see how they tune a piano. And then
But
I
she
was like,
pulls out her safe cracking tools. You're like, I fucking knew it.
right.
She's robbing us.
Or like this other part of me wanted to be like, "Hey, did you see this movie about a piano tuner? You should watch it."
You should have just started playing notes and been like, "What are they? You're not as good."
Do you have perfect pitch?
All right.
Yeah, good stuff.
Well,
All right.
Recommend.
Well, we're going to take one more quick break and be back with trivia.
I need Chipotle.
And support for today's show comes from Audible. With Audible, you can listen to bestsellers, podcasts, and exclusive originals anytime, whether you're commuting, working out, or just relaxing at home. Members get access to a massive library across every genre, plus monthly credits to pick any title they want to keep. And with easy offline listening, your next favorite book is always ready when you are. Start your free trial today and turn every moment into a chance to listen. See the link in the description or just head to mamalukes.net/audible. That's mamalukes.net/audible. This episode of Mamalukes is brought to you by Wavedash Radio. If you're into video game or anime music, you should get tuned in. Whether you prefer the classics of Mario and Sonic, modern tracks of Halo or Kingdom Hearts, or the soundtracks of Full Metal Alchemist, Attack on Titan, and My Hero Academia, we've got a station for you. Featuring 4 separate stations, each with a curated playlist, you're sure to find something to jam out to. And the best part? You can listen for free. No strings attached, no asterisks. Just visit wavedash.radio.com to get started. That's WAVEDASH radio.com.
we're back.
Sorry.
Welcome back. It's time for trivia.
Sportsball.
No, you missed that.
No, I gotta edit that in. Put Sportsball at the same time. Question 2.
Question 2. So speaking of Joe Taslim, he's a judo medal winner in the Asian Olympic Games. For what country? Is it A, Malaysia, B, Singapore, C, Indonesia, D, the Philippines?
Asia now.
Indonesia.
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
All right. What do you got, Luke?
I have B, Singapore.
No.
Oh,
Done.
yes, because that was my second guess.
Mine's also B.
You have also B. You are also incorrect.
I tried.
What's your first guess?
I said A, Malaysia.
It is not A.
Is it D?
Malaysia.
Man.
No, it is actually C. Indonesia.
All right.
So he is
Wow, we
he
messed
is
that one up.
judo medal winner from Indonesia.
You're so.
He's
That's
actually
why he
So sneaky.
mispronounced it the first time.
he's actually got 3 medals. So, all
Wow.
right, question 1.
Question
Real.
1.
Question 2. Question 1.
This was such a boring movie that I spoke about. So instead of talking about trivia for the movie, I'm going to ask you questions about the Sundance Film Festival. It was founded in 1978, and I want to know which actor or actress is responsible for founding the Sundance Film Festival? Was it A, Meryl Streep, B, Barbara Streisand, C, Dustin Hoffman, or D, Robert Redford?
Is it a male or a female?
I can't
So is it
tell you.
actor or actress?
I know. I was gonna say
She's trying to trip me up. She's always trying to trip me up.
We'll just make it easier.
All right. Lucas, what you got?
C. Dustin Hoffman.
C, Dustin Hoffman is incorrect.
I suck again.
Alysha?
I picked the Barb.
Barbara Streisand is incorrect.
Shit.
Matt?
Give her the D.
Oh, jeez.
That was my first guess,
Robert
by
Redford.
the way.
That is correct.
Shit.
Robert Redford is responsible. And a little mini trivia. We haven't had one of those in a while. This is the Sundance Film Festivals are showcasing independent films that feature documentary, shorts, and episodic content. And it has been in Utah for a very long time. And in 2027, it will be moving to Boulder,
Wisconsin.
Colorado.
Shit.
Kind of like the golf tournament that's moving away from us.
Right.
They
Okay,
are
so-
changing their venues.
So where's the trivia?
She was gonna say to what state, but then she
Wait, am I
just
supposed to
read it.
ask you a trivia
You
question?
said it's a mini trivia question.
Well, I was
and
just
then
giving you
just
some trivia.
Poorly read us a synopsis of something.
I guess I forgot what mini trivia is. I just wanted to tell you some more
You
facts.
struggled through that so bad. I think you forgot that it was a trivia question.
She was all caught up on the action.
Yikes. Okay, well, I guess I get that trivia question wrong. Sorry.
Here's a mini trivia question.
Here's a mini trivia I'd like to share with you.
Here's a fact. Fun fact.
Fun fact. We need a different soundbite now.
Yep, don't have one available. Wait,
You can
maybe.
do the cricket
Here's a
one.
fun fact.
Yeah,
Aw.
that's about right. Okay, well, cut that part out of the
No, that's
No,
staying
we're gonna
in.
leave it.
That's going to be the clip of the
Wait,
week.
here's a better one. Here's a fun fact.
Ooh, I like that.
We need a the more you know thing.
All right, I'm going to have to remember what mini trivia is, and then I can do a fun fact.
Hopefully it'll be fun.
Struggle bus. All right.
I feel like I've been on the struggle bus this entire
I got
podcast.
so excited for mini trivia.
Oh, wait, let me mini trivia.
Minia
Do
trivia.
they have mini trivia in Indonesia?
Yes.
Look on Wikipedia.
Yeah. And with that, I think that means we need
I
to
think that.
get the back out of here because we can no longer talk straight and stuff and things. And let me go to my notes so I can figure out how to remember how to close out the show. Okay. Unless there was any other trivia things we need to talk about.
I feel like I have to give a mini trivia. Alysha's waiting for it.
Yeah, she can keep waiting. Okay.
Go ahead.
Aw.
No, I don't really have one.
Oh,
Oh, I got excited again. I'm gonna
bars
go.
and tone.
All about that build up. No release.
I'm trying to think of one on the spot now.
Well,
Bars and tone again.
Somebody else out there
Trivia
knew what I was
trauma.
going for.
Trivia trauma. Sponsored by Mamalukes.
give me my
Mini
pants.
trivia question.
Give me my pants back.
It's only for you two, though. You guys are about to eat Chipotle. On what evening did Matt and I last have Chipotle?
Not a sponsor. Yesterday.
Tuesday. Oh my god. All right, goodbye. See ya. Get the fuck out of
Hey.
here.
It was successfully delivered without injury to the driver today.
I know.
Yes, I was going to mention
I was
that
thinking
actually.
of that.
Seriously, what day did we eat?
Go back to school.
And that's all. If you enjoy the show, let us know. And let us know if your dinner got delivered successfully. And if you happen to remember when you even ate it. Share, comment, and subscribe. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. Check out our website and store on mamalukes.net. And I'm going to skip through the rest. That's all.
Who said Tuesday?
I said Tuesday.
You were correct.
God damn, I'm so good.
And I'm wrong.
Let it be known I'm
You
the
suck
best.
again.
We'll see you next time. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Ta-ta.
See you later.
Bitches. They want me to do that for some reason.
It's okay. It's very mid.
Is that real?
Yeah, bless you.
Yes, it is.
Phew.